Chapter 1 is about the Roman Empire and Christianity, so it's important for us to learn about the origins of Christianity and the role it played in the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. But before we do that, I would like to walk you through again to our book. You can definitely skip this part if you know how to log into our world history book. You need to go to our website, lodausd.net, and then Clever. And then from there, you want to log in with your student account. And when you're in Clever, you go to Cengage. And from Cengage, log in your same student account and password. And when you are in the book, you have the options of using the English edition or the Spanish one. And then from there, you want to launch it. Unit 1, Chapter 1, Section 2, because we covered Section 1 already. Section 2.1, The Origins of Christianity. Again, let me remind you of the essential question of this chapter. The essential question is, what was the power and enduring legacy of the Roman Empire? Now, the objective of this lesson is to describe the origins of Christianity and the history and teachings of Jesus. Christianity means the follower of Jesus the Christ. The main idea of this lesson is Christianity developed in Jewish communities and was based on the teachings of Jesus. As the Roman Empire expanded, the Romans were usually tolerant of many different religions practiced throughout the empire, as long as they worshiped their emperor as God. They could follow whatever faith they liked. Now, this was not a problem to many religions, but Judaism, it is a religion that believes in just one God. They are monotheistic. So when the Romans captured Jerusalem, which is the center of the Jewish culture and religion, at first the Romans allowed the Jews to worship one God. Over time, tensions grew. Rome began to enforce emperor worship, and that becomes a problem or conflict between these two empires. Well, Israel is more of a kingdom or a nation. In AD 70, Rome defeated the Jews who then scattered throughout the empire. This spread a new religion that was developing in the Jewish community, which is Christianity. Now, just like what I said a while ago, Christianity is based on the teachings of Jesus. He is called Jesus the Christ. So followers of his teachings are called Christians. So most of what we know about the life and teachings of Jesus are found in the 4 Gospels. These books were written after Jesus' death by 4 of his followers, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. So the Gospels are part of the New Testament, which presents the history, teachings, and beliefs of Christianity. Jesus traveled around Judea preaching and gathering disciples or followers. He chose his closest followers, known as the 12 Apostles, to help spread his teachings. He often used parables. Now, this is very important. These are short stories about everyday life to make his religious or moral points. In his Sermon on the Mount, Jesus declared the love of God and charity toward all people were more important than following Jewish law. He also promised that those who sought God's forgiveness for their sins would go to heaven after death. To his followers, Jesus became Christ, the Anointed One. They believed that he was the promised Messiah, the one who would free them. Because of his criticisms about the Jewish practices while visiting Jerusalem during the Jewish observance of Passover, he was arrested, turned over to the Roman authorities, and Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor of Judea, sentenced Jesus by crucifixion. He was nailed to a cross and left to die. And I think most of you have heard about this story. Jesus' body was buried, and then according to the gospel accounts, he was resurrected or rose from the dead and ascended to heaven. For Christians, the resurrection signals victory over sin and death. The man called Jesus was gone, but Christianity was just beginning. In your book, you will see the same painting that you are seeing on your screen right now. This painting is called The Last Supper. Leonardo da Vinci completed this painting in 1498. It was painted directly on the wall of the Church of Milan. It is a fresco, if you can still remember the Roman arts. In this painting, Da Vinci portrayed the last meal or dinner of Jesus Christ with his disciples. Go ahead, open this painting and explore what's in it. If you will look at the legend on the right side of your screen, you will see who are the people in this painting. Sitting at the center is, of course, Jesus, and from the left is Bartholomew, James Minor, Andrew, Judas, Peter, John, and from the center to the right, Thomas, James Major, Philip, Matthew, Thaddeus, and Simon. Now let's see if you can recall the people that were mentioned in the painting from the left side to the right. Now before you go to answer the review and assess questions, go ahead, go back to our Google Classroom and identify the names that were mentioned in the painting of Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper. Now, as for the review and assess, these are the questions that you will answer in that review and assess slide. As for the reading check, what were some of Jesus' teachings? And for number 2, sequence of events, what were the key events in the life of Jesus? And number 3, make inferences. What do you think makes parables an effective way to teach Christian ideas? Just in case you'll have trouble accessing lesson 2.1, the origins of Christianity, pages 24 to 25, here's the overall lessons for this one from pages 24 to 25. And you can actually just pause it so that you can see and access the information that you need that is also available in the book. Again, just like what I said, it's better if you can access the book, if you will use the book, because you can highlight key informations that are useful for you in answering the review and assess questions. And later you can also use those highlights in your test. So now go back to our Google Classroom and find the review and assess slide and do the first lesson, which is 2.1, the origins of Christianity.